Hey DIYers, I'm George from Alarm Grid. Today we're actually going to be going over the IP fault time setting on the Lyric controller. So first of all, what is an IP fault time? So the IP fault time is a certain timer on the Lyric panel where depending on what it's set to, if the internet goes down longer than that time period that is set, then the panel will give you an action. Now, there's different actions that can happen depending on whether or not your system is monitored and what other communication paths you have. So we're going to get into that, but first thing I want to go ahead and show you guys is how to actually get into that setting. So we're going to start off at the main primary screen. You should see security, video, smart scenes, notice the settings, automation. Ours is grayed out because we don't have it enabled. So first thing I want to go ahead and do is hit security. After you hit security, you're going to go ahead and hit tools, top right corner. You then need to use the installer code. Mine is defaulted at 4112. 4112. Now obviously yours may be different if you or your company has changed it, so make sure you're using the correct installer code. If you do use the correct code, it will take you to a screen where it has program, events, update firmware, test new panel association. If you guys get taken to another screen or it just doesn't go anywhere, that means you guys are not using the correct code. So make sure you guys use the installer code, which is completely different from the master code and any other sub-user code that you guys may have. Alright, so once I enter in the installer code, I can go into my programming screen. Once I'm in my programming screen, we can actually look at the communicator. And if you hit the down arrow key, this is where you will see the Wi-Fi fault time. Now something very important, if you want to take a look at your Wi-Fi fault time, you'll see right here, I don't know if you can actually tell, but it is grayed out. So this is a setting that you cannot change locally. You do need to have your monitoring company change that. So by default, the panels come with them enabled as 00. All right, so if they're coming up 00, then that means that the supervision of the internet is it's not on. It's disabled. So if it's set to 00, the supervision is disabled, which means that your panel will never notify you if the internet goes down. All right. Now again, remember this is something that only the monitoring company can change. So if you guys do get it activated with a company, even if it's with us as well, you just let us. We usually change it by default because we do like to know if the communication path ever goes down. But if you guys are wondering if this is enabled for your panel, this is how to get to that screen. Now, one other important thing, in order for the Wi-Fi fault time to show, you do need to make sure that the communication path has Wi-Fi in it. If it doesn't have Wi-Fi, it won't give you the IP fault time because the panel's not looking for the Wi-Fi. For instance, the communication path options you have are none, Wi-Fi, cellular, or Wi-Fi and cellular, which is what my system has. Alright, so as long as there's Wi-Fi in the communication path, you should be able to take a look at your Wi-Fi fault time. Now, the Wi-Fi fault time is set to 60 on this panel, which means that if the panel notice or if the internet is down for longer than 60 minutes, then that's when the panel will notify you of that. That's when the panel will notify you of that loss of communication. Now, there's two things that can happen, right? So mine right now, as you saw, was set to Wi-Fi and cellular, which means that it has the cellular as a backup communicator. So if I'm being monitored and my Wi-Fi is down for more than 60 minutes, my panel is actually going to send a it's going to send a signal to the central station letting them know that the communication path for the Wi-Fi is down. That's good because then you guys can go ahead, you'll probably get an automated call from the central station, and then from there on you can go back home, troubleshoot it. If you have any relatives at the house as well, you can have them take a look at the Wi-Fi and see what's going on. If your communication path is set to Wi-Fi only, then that means the system won't be able to send a signal out to the central station. However, you will see a notice come up on the screen. It'll say 905 comm trouble. What that means is that the panel has tried to send out an alarm or that the panel has realized that the internet has been down for more than 60 minutes and it's displaying it on the actual screen right there. Yeah, so it'll actually give you a 950 comm trouble error. if it has Wi-Fi and cellular, you only get a 950 COM trouble error if all the communication paths are down. So since mine is on dual path, it has cellular as a backup, I won't get that 950 COM error. Instead, I'll get that central station call. So just something to keep in mind. It's weird little quirks like that that a lot of people don't understand how they work, so we like to make sure that you guys do. Alright, so I'm going to leave mine as Wi-Fi and cellular. I'm just going to go ahead and hit the back arrow key out of here so that I change nothing. And I'm going to go ahead and just back out on to the home screen. Now, just touching off what I was just saying, right? You basically will only be notified of your Wi-Fi being down if you're monitored by a central station. So if you're doing one of the self-monitoring plans, which include just the application only, there's no central station at all, there's no way you guys would ever get notified. Why? Because, first of all, if it's a Wi-Fi only system and the Wi-Fi goes down, the system has no way of sending out the alarm signals. And then, if you're doing dual path self-monitoring, yeah, the system will still work on cellular. However, the reporting is turned off for that 950 COM trouble error, so you guys wouldn't get that error, or you guys wouldn't get that notification that the Wi-Fi is down. So it's just something to keep in mind. Now, just one little thing I also wanted to mention. So you saw how on our previous screen it showed 60 minutes as the IP fault time. Now you can change that from 1 minute to all the way to 99 minutes. Now, mine is set to 60 minutes, which means that if my Wi-Fi is down for 59 minutes and then it comes back up, the system's never going to notify you that the internet was down. However, if the Wi-Fi or if the internet was down for more than 60 minutes, so even if it's 61 minutes, 1 minute over, that has gone over the IP fault time, so then that's when the panel will notify you. And again, that's adjustable from 1 minute to 99 minutes. And then 00 is obviously used to disable it. All right. Now, if you guys have any questions whatsoever about if you're one of our customers and you're being monitored with us and you need to change that or anything like that, you can always just give us a call back, because remember, only the monitoring company can change that through AlarmNet services, which is what alarm companies use to activate and remotely program your Lyric system. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, email us at support@alarmgrid. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you hit like underneath, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and enable notifications so whenever we upload new content, you guys do get notified. I'm George, and I'll see you guys next time.